Born and raised out in California, and moved my family out to Virginia 3.5 years ago. My wife grew up out here, and one, to mix things up, but two, to help expand our company. So we're licensed in almost 40 states now. So we've had some pretty significant growth over the last 3.5 years. So that's it when it comes to Atlas and who Josh is. I want to show you guys, and Trip, thank you again for mentioning this and for your partnership over the years. It's been amazing, and we probably work with 250 different unique Nexa clients all over the nation. So it's an honor to be here today. I've never been on this particular call, but I'm on usually quarterly or monthly. I'm on with educational seminars with Tammy and with Raphael and a few other crews. So lucky to be able to do that too. Is there anybody brand new on this call, or has everybody been doing this for a little bit? Just so I know from a
Jeff is brand
standpoint.
new. I think Jeff is the only one brand new.
Jeff, my man with the cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Yes. Good. Well, Jeff, welcome to
Sorry.
the crew.
Sorry, I dropped the phone trying to unmute.
You're all right. So yeah, nice to meet you guys all. But whether you've been in this for a day or you've been in this for 30 years, what I'm going to show you today, I'm hoping is going to change the way that you think about how to prospect moving forward. Because I've used a bunch of tools. I've worked with real estate agents. I've originated everything that you've done. I've done. And I was always looking for, outside of being able to, smile and dial every day. Well, it was who, it was how, what am I going to look for? What am I going to focus on? What products right now are being offered from a lending standpoint that are unique to some of my competitors? And so we helped this company that we obtained this tool from change it. We changed everything on it, what we're looking for, how to farm, how to connect with real estate partners from it. We got it licensed in all the states that we're licensed in, and it's compliant in all 50 states. And it's a property profile tool that you guys can use to learn more about properties, but it's also a farming and pipeline generating tool that if you use it right, and if you use it religiously on a daily basis, whether it's 5 minutes a day or more, you will get business from this. And I can refer you other individuals at Nexa that have used it, that like it, and that use it pretty routinely to be able to get business from. So I'm going to share my screen real quick, if that's okay, and get this going. This is meant to be interactive, you guys. So I want you to interrupt me. If something doesn't make sense, or if you're trying to figure out what something means, please ask the question. Once I go to the share mode, it's going to be hard to see all of you. So let me get this here. So if you do have a question, and Alicia, if you see someone has a question, just let me know, and I'd be happy to help. So the tool itself is called Fluid Pro. Fluid Pro is again, property profile farming tool that has access in all 50 states. So Jeff, where are you calling from today? Where are you based out of?
I'm in Southwest Ohio.
Ohio. So we're going to look at Ohio today, gang. All right. So, and then what I like to do here, because there's two ways to use this. You can search from a property address or a borrower's name or an APN, or you can zoom in on a particular property. So what I'm going to do right now is click this to all in my search mechanism up top left. And what's your zip code, Jeff?
45385.
All right. I have my zip code in there, and I start seeing a lot of 45385s, but I don't see the zip. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom under place, and this is where you're going to find, when you're looking from a zip code perspective, where this area is. And it takes you dead center of the zip. I'm going to zoom out a little bit to make sure that we're in the right spot. Does this look right to you, Jeff? In this footprint here?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, cool. How do you pronounce that? Xenia?
Xenia.
Xenia.
Greek god of hospitality.
There we go. So as we're looking at the screens, you guys, the more color that you see, the better, right? When you're looking at this, and you want to see a lot of reds. Usually reds are bad. In this system, reds are good. They're all hot properties. So when you're looking at hot properties, it shows up top here, hot properties, and this is one of the two most important things about this today from a remembering standpoint. Hot properties have equity. Hot properties have a higher probability of selling in the market today based on property characteristics and or an interest rate worth refinancing. So when you're looking at these, and when you eventually get to the spot where you can download your spreadsheet, hot properties are great tools because they mean something, and there's a reason. It's the property characteristics, but it's the analytics behind the tool that says, hey, this particular borrower might need to do X, Y, or Z, and here's why. So I'm just going to click on this particular property right here. I'm picking this out on East 3rd Street. I'm going to click on the picture itself. And now it goes through and it tells me what this property is. It says a 2-bed, 1-bath. Here's the square footage. Here's how long ago it sold. It gives me a property estimated value box right here. As I continue to scroll down, property facts, property characteristics, and we get down here to ownership. Okay, so whether this property is worth $82,000 or $18 million, it's all the same data that you're going to see as you pull it up. What I want all of you to go to is right here under ownership. Is there an open mortgage? Click on this. If you've used these tools in the past, or a lot of my West Coast clients are familiar with it. My East Coast clients have never used something like this. So it depends on kind of where we're at. But you're looking for as much data as possible. This one page gives you access to more data than most other tools that you have to pay for in the market right now. And we're offering this tool to you guys at no cost. So it shows the vested owners, the last time you refied, what the refi dollar amount was, who the lender is, the loan time, the term, the rate, and what we think they currently owe based on an amortization schedule on the original loan amount and when it was done. So just this info right here, you're getting this for free, but 2, you're arming yourself with knowledge when you go to make that phone call or go to make that marketing piece or go to make the email. Hey, 2.9%, maybe you're not trying to get this person to refi, but maybe they got some equity. So you're modifying what that marketing plan looks like based on what you're seeing in the tool itself. Anything in blue here are hyperlinks, recorded docs. So as long as we have access to it, we're going to give it to you. Okay. Deeds of trust, trustee transfers, foreclosure information, all kinds of good stuff. So leverage these. And then here's under transaction history. If you guys are looking to do a refi or trying to see if somebody else has a home equity line on this has a pretty extensive transaction history on this particular property going back 25 to 30 years in most states. So very important tab here. You get to know a lot about the property itself just with one click of a button. All right. I'm going to go through this profile piece fairly quickly because it's pretty self-explanatory, but I want to get into the farming piece where you guys can benefit from it. But you also have access to property value. We give you a confidence score of what we think the property's worth. Property tax data. This is huge for your processors. One-stop shop. Here's the APN. Here's a property address. Here's the annual taxes that this client is going to pay. Have they been paid or not yet? Nope, they've been delinquent. And then who to contact if you have any questions at the website down here. So quick, easy way to gain access to information about property taxes on this as well. Was it or isn't foreclosure? And then at the bottom, you have baked in net sheets or buyer's estimates on every property. You're at a barbecue. You're at an MLS meeting. You're doing something with the client. Hey, I'm thinking about selling this house, but I'm not sure what I'd net. Pull your phone out because you have an app with this on your phone. You can go in, pull the property up. Anything in blue is modifiable. Increase or decrease the sales price. Modify your broker split. Right? You can do anything you want here, but you'll be able to give them an answer, a pretty good educated answer within about 2 minutes from your phone. The last thing with the profile, a lot of my clients, Nexa clients specifically use this. They like to share these profiles with their clients. So you go back here under the value box, click on share profile. If it's me, I would verify all my contact info and I would upload my headshot and my company logo here. Why would I want to do that? Well, with this tool, you can modify what it is that you want the profile to shoot out when it's all said and done. I go to continue. Now I have a nice PDF looking report that you could take to an agent in an open house. You can include it in listing packets. You can include it in buying packets that shows here's a property, here's some comps, here's property tax information, all branded to you as a Nexa lender right here for free. This is a great marketing tool. It's free. It's easy. Download this to your laptop, then email it to your client. Don't email it from this tool itself because most people don't know what Fluid is. Probably think it's spam. All right. So that was pretty quick, but any questions from what you've seen so far on this property profile piece? Easy to use, something that you could use. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's get into the farming aspect. And I want to be respectful on time. How much more time do I got? 10, 5, you're on mute.
I appreciate you asking. You could probably go at least 10 more minutes, and then if we're gonna have Q&A, well, that'll give us 10 minutes of Q&A. I'm letting you go
Perfect.
over than what I told you in the email since
Okay.
I started late. It's
Yeah,
my
you're
fault.
fine. You're fine. Okay, guys. Farming. Does everybody know what farming is? Okay. Jeff says no. Farming, the acronym is it's fixed area residential marketing. That's what a farm is. Farming in the lending industry is trying to get very specific in an area that you want to focus on to become the subject matter expert on anything property related. So as you farm in your spot or throughout the nation, all you're trying to do is become more knowledgeable about what is taking place in this particular geographic footprint. So we're going to farm right now in Jeff's area in Ohio. Farming is a generic term, but with this tool, it forces you to get specific. So you want to draw your farm. You want to draw a farm anywhere in the nation to be able to learn more about what's taking place in that geographic footprint. So in order to start the farm, there's a button on the right-hand side. There's a little piece of wheat, okay? The purpose of farming is to eventually get to a spreadsheet that you guys can download and then upload into your CRM and blast away from a marketing perspective. But I want to show you how to get to the spreadsheet, and it's not hard. To start with, you want to click on the piece of wheat, literal wheat farming, right? Now I'm going to click on my pencil just above the piece of wheat, right here. I'm going to point and click and do my farm. So we're going to go kind of right center of this downtown Xenia here. Let's see. Now, you're able to have as many farms as you want through Fluid Pro, as many as you want. However, right now, Fluid is capping you at about 4,000 units per farm. And that's on purpose because of the amount of data that you're going to get with this tool itself. I'm going to expand this out a little bit further to get a few more properties here. Here we go. I got 2,600, and let's just go down here.
I was going to say, you might want to make that a little bigger. Xenia's about 4 blocks.
All right, well, let's do this. Down here, good call. I'm at 3,200.
That's hilarious.
All right.
I can walk across your farm.
Perfect. So we're at 3,600 properties right now. This is perfect. So you see the properties up top. At the bottom, there's a preview button. I want you guys to click on the preview button. Once you preview, it gives you how many are owner occ, how many are non-owner occ, how many are hot, and what the turnover rate is. This is also extremely important data that I want you to arm yourselves with whoever you're talking to. You become the subject matter expert in this particular area. You're going to be in a meeting and you're going to be with agents or other clients saying, I wonder what the turnover ratio is in this neighborhood. I wonder what the owner occ versus non-owner occ split is here, because it'll change the way that you're potentially marketing to clients in the area. We were talking before about things to remember. This is one of those two things, extremely important. Who knows what a turnover ratio is? This is part of the involvement. And don't be bashful. Nathan, what's a turnover ratio? Do you know?
I'm sorry, what is it?
The turnover ratio right here, the 4.35%.
No.
Just there's no wrong guesses, okay? The turnover ratio on this particular tool is how many people have churned through this neighborhood in the last 12 months. How many homes have sold over a 12-month time frame. Right now, the national average is about 3.5% to 4%. A good turnover ratio is about 6% or higher. So as you're looking to potentially connect with real estate partners, you want to start looking for areas that have about a 6% turnover, because you will get more business and it'll be easier to get business from it versus looking at anything less than 4%. I'm not saying you won't get business here, you guys, but it's going to be harder because there's not as many people floating through this particular area buying and selling homes. Okay. So now that we're here, I want to save this and I'm going to name it. We're going to name this Jeff Test. Now I've saved the farm. This is the spot, gang, where we can upload the spreadsheet or download the spreadsheet and then upload it to your guys' own CRM. This is where I want you to be able to get to. So now that we're here, I'm going to click on export because I want you to see what the spreadsheet has access to. But there's more information. Average length of stay, how many have positive equity, what the average equity is, average valuation. All this information is here, literally in a nutshell for you to be able to use and take wherever you want. Here we go. All right, it's downloading. Make sure this is here. I'm sure that you've all have utilized spreadsheets in the past, and I don't expect you to become experts on viewing any spreadsheet, but with our help, Fluid has made it extremely easy to use from a marketing and farming perspective. So Jeff, you're new to the game. You're trying to find ways to get business. You're having a harder time trying to connect right now with real estate partners because the market is where you want it to be. Use this tool for a refi campaign. Use it for a cash out refi campaign specifically. So now that we're here, it shows at the bottom these different tabs: owner occ, non-owner, complete farm, positive equity, no equity, and hot properties. Okay, not now. So I'm going to go to the complete farm and I'm going to scroll over just a bit so you guys can see what's here. So you have the assessor's parcel information, you have the subject property address, property type, but I'm going to scroll over towards the end here. Open lien amount, who the lender is, the lien type, the term, the rate. Do they have a second? How much do they owe on the second, and who's it with? This is such good information that you guys can use today from a farming perspective and from trying to reach out to clients. Jeff says, I want to figure out, how do I get some refis in the pipe? Well, pull up the farm, go to column AV, deselect all pricing, scroll to the bottom, click on interest rates you guys know you can beat right now. And my assumption, Jeff, is you can probably, your 30-year fixed par pricing at 6 1/8, 6 1/4 today is my guess. So you can click all these rates up to 6%, which is a lot of work, or this is the biggest game changer. And I can do this individually with you, but I want you guys to remember this. Go back into the farm. I will get you guys credentials if you want them today. The first time that you pull a farm, right here, this is your filter button. The filter button allows you to filter anything as far as what you want to look for. But I want you guys to scroll down. I want you to go to interest rate. Take it up to 6%. View properties. There's 595 people with rates higher than 6% right now. That's a lot in this particular area. Save the filter. Name it. 6 or 7%. When you click this button here, you guys, make it available for all farms. The next farm you pull after this one, in this spreadsheet, at the bottom down here, see where it says Van Test, Commercial 4.3? There's my 7%. You don't have to think about it. It automatically does it for you. Automatically. So then it's going to be easier for you to go to the 7%, upload this information, send it out to your CRM, and start sending out marketing campaigns, printed marketing campaigns to clients. Two things you won't see on this: no phone numbers, no email addresses. We would have to charge you for it if it was on here. However, Fluid's in the process of basically changing the entire platform within the next few months. And there's going to be a link that you can click on that says, yes, I want scrubbed phone numbers and email addresses. I know I have to pay for it, but please include it with the information you're going to be sending. And it's anywhere, I think it's like 10 to 15 cents per profile for phone numbers and email addresses. So it's a game changer. It's a game changer. So much more I can discuss, but I wanted to give you at least the basics here of what the tool looks like. Who here likes what they've seen so far? Do you think this will be helpful to this team in trying to get some more, adding more to your pipelines?
Yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer that it's helpful if people use it.
Yeah. We don't have time today, but I'd like to be able to further this conversation. I want to show you guys how to use this to work with real estate partners. I want to show you how to go in and pull up some off-market listings on some properties that just sold in a neighborhood, saying, listen, there are other people that wanted to buy this house. We need to work together, Mr. and Mrs. Agent, and let them know from your last listing that you had 8 other offers of clients you couldn't accept. But this particular property meets the same. It's a different conversation, but it's an easy way to get a phone call with a real estate partner that you're not currently working with yet. So happy to continue this conversation.
Do you want to come back as a guest again and do like a part 2?
I would love to.
Would you guys, the LOs, would you guys appreciate it if we get him on the calendar pretty soon for part two.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
Okay.
so I will email you. However, I'm thinking about in a month, the end of January is probably where I have the next space again. But I'll
That's
email
fine.
you specific dates and we can get you on the books.
Yeah, and guys, thank you, Alicia, for the opportunity. I'd love to come back. If anyone on this call, if they don't want to wait a month and a half,
Yeah.
reach out to me directly. I can show you what to do. I can show you how to get the credentials. Actually, if everybody wants them, Alicia, if you just wanted to send me a list of names and email addresses off for people on the call today, I'd be happy to go out, send the links, and you guys can
Okay,
at least
and
get
for the
logged in.
people that are on right now, because obviously some people will watch the recording. However, for the people that are on, if you don't mind, Josh, I'm thinking you guys, if you want logins and you want to learn more about this quickly, put your contact info in the chat and Josh can get it from there.
I can, as long
No?
as I don't log out of this, because I didn't create.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't create the invite, so I only see it here. Here's what I'll do though. I'll put my contact info in the chat.
Okay,
So
cool.
then you guys can see it. That's my email address. And this is my cell phone. I still got a 916. I still got a Sacramento cell phone. I've had this for 20 something years, guys, even though I'm in Virginia now. This is my contact info. I check messages and emails all the time. So please don't be afraid to reach out. The last 60 seconds, I want to show everybody, this is probably also important. Pricing your deals right now. AtlasTitle.com. This is our website. I can put that in the chat box as well. You don't have to have credentials for this. But if Jeff's trying to price a transaction in his area in Ohio, he can go into the website, click on the rate calculator, scroll down, look at Ohio, click on a county. What county are you in, Jeff? He might have dropped, actually. Let's just
Oh, he
choose.
did. He put a message in the chat. His dad fell in the hospital, called him.
Oh, geez.
So he
Okay.
logged out. Yeah.
State, county, dollar amount. And we'll do 250 for a refi amount. That's all you guys need. Leave it title and escrow and refi. Go to calculate. Within 2 seconds, gang, here's your pricing. Here's your title premium. Here's your escrow fee that includes the notary fee and the recording fees. The one thing about Atlas is we're about 30% more competitively priced than our competitors nationally, and that's on purpose. So if you're trying to win deals, you're trying to find ways to save a couple bucks for your borrower, use this to look and see what it would cost, especially on VA rules, especially on FSA streamlines. Extremely important because you will save the client a good chunk of money. And you can use these.
Gosh, I just looked and January 9th is actually open if you're available.
Let's look.
So we don't have to wait as long as I thought.
Absolutely. Same time?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm in. Thank you.
You just need to do what you did before and send me a couple of bullet points that I could put in the reminder email.
Yep. This will be more towards connecting with real estate partners then.
Okay, cool.
It will change the way that you think about trying to reach out because everyone right now is like, what do I say? And how do you have some clients, but this is an easy way to pique their interest.
Hey,
Yeah.
Josh, this is
Yes.
Ardra. I have a question.
Sure.
So I was doing a streamline refinance in New Mexico. You know, I have like Arizona is really great at title companies having bundled rates and rate sheets, and they're really easy to use. In New Mexico, it's different. And so I contacted like 3 title companies, and everyone was giving me the full like title insurance premium. And I was hoping to get more of a reissue rate. And I really had to fight for that. I had to get like a copy of the CD from their purchase that closed last year to show that they had title insurance. Otherwise, if I was a brand new loan officer, I wouldn't have known any better that I could try to, get a better premium on that title insurance. And so, do you notice that this is like, does each state have its own personality when it comes to things like that? Is that something that's unique to New Mexico? Because I would like to partner with a title company where I could go and get fees that are going to meet
Sure.
tolerances, and that I'm definitely going to be able to use like a reissue rate on a refinance instead of having to kind of like battle for it.
such a great question, and you're not wrong. You talk about does each state have its own identity? They do.
Mhm.
So, of the 50 states that we are licensed in, New Mexico is not one of those states. It's because of exactly what you just said. New Mexico, Iowa, New York, extremely difficult from a title insurer's perspective to be as transparent as possible to the LO when they go to do a refi on any given piece of property. So the diligence, it's interesting. The diligence falls on the originator in those 3 states I just mentioned. And if it's not asked for and the title company doesn't know how to go through and reissue one without reaching out to an abstractor, you are going to be paying more. So, to answer your question, yes, each state can be different in how they view how to offer title insurance via the Department of Insurance. But then 2, at least with Atlas, the rates that you're seeing come up in the states that we're licensed in it's a short form policy. It's all that's needed on refis. And if those states offer reissuance rates, we will offer it in those transactions. So we do a lot of business in California because we're based there. California, Texas, Florida, Tennessee, now Virginia, Maryland, Arizona, and Colorado. We see a lot of business come through there. And in
Do
those
you
states,
have like a map that shows where you're licensed that you can maybe send me that I can forward?
Yep. Right. So on our website right here, here's our coverage map.
So will
So
you snip that and email it to me?
absolutely.
Thank
Yep.
you.
The grayed out states are our underwriting states. Everything else in yellow, we're licensed there, whether we use our underwriting license or potentially First Americans. A lot of us came from First American. But this is like the high 30s of the states that we're in. So I'll snip this for you as well. But going back to Audra's question, it was Ardra?
Yeah.
Yes.
Am I pronouncing it right correct? You've been doing this for a minute, I can tell just from the way that you asked that question. And it's for the rest of the team, it is extremely important that you do your due diligence in the states that you're licensed in to ensure that you're not overpaying, not only for the title cost, but also for the settlement costs. So great question. Great question.
So now that you're not licensed or doing business in New Mexico, would your farm tools still work in locating areas in those places?
The farm
I
tool works.
asked him that before I let him come on the mastermind.
So even though we're not licensed in these, I'm going to show you real quick just so you can see. You have access to property all over the nation in every state. So what zip code are you in?
The New Mexico zip code, I'm in actually Arizona, but the New Mexico
Yeah.
zip code might be 87401 would be one random one.
Perfect. Here we go. Scroll down to the bottom under Farmington, New Mexico. Here we are. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Start seeing all my colors like we saw before. There we go. I'm going to click on this property right here. I'm just randomly choosing this on East 12th Street. I'm going to click on my picture. Here's all my data. Same thing. So regardless, if we're not licensed there, we still want our clients to use this to get business from it. Because most individuals that are lending in one state are lending in others. So even if we can't close it in that state, we still want you to use this to go out and get some business from, for sure. And if you're looking for title company referrals in some of these states, I'd be happy to give you those as well. Even though we're not licensed there, we're still connected to a lot of people in those states, and we'd be happy to refer on people that at least we trust with people that we already work with.
Okay. You know, I checked a couple title companies and I end up giving Vantage Point a try. And so far they've been good, but I don't think they're local. They probably do more mobile signings. Yeah, but I'm open to that.
So secondarily, great point. We have 3 offices nationally, you guys. We have 2 in California, 1 in Texas, because we have to have offices in Texas to close Texas business. 99.9% of all of our signings are remote. And that's just, since COVID, that's been the preferred method. And so at the end of the transaction, we connect with the notary connects with your borrower, goes out, signs them up, scans the docs, they come back to us, and we're done. So we haven't had someone come into an office to sign I don't want to say ever, but it is very, very seldom. So all signings are taking place remotely nationally.
I have a question that's a little one-off.
Okay.
I'm really interested in doing like the Ron type of closing, the remote online.
Yep.
And if we do something like that and they're not actually coming into the title company to sign, is the escrow fee still charged on something like that? Or is that usually adjusted?
So there are two parts to this question. Ron, amazing, as long as the county and state approve it.
Yeah.
Second part to Ron is you can do Ron as long as your mortgage company has a vault to be able to secure those notes. Very important, because without either of those, lenders aren't able to do Rons. But we are doing Rons, we're doing e-signings, we're doing hybrids, we do a plethora of that information. But regarding the escrow or settlement fee, the escrow or settlement fee is not the signing fee. So the signing fee is the notary fee, is the attorney fee in our attorney states. That fee to sign and the settlement fee are combined into one from a disclosing standpoint. We wanted to make it as easy as possible to disclose. But think of the escrow or settlement fee as the cost of our settlement officers and escrow officers doing the work from the time that we get the file until that file closes in funds, with the exception of physically doing the signing as the notary in that transaction. Does that make sense?
Yes. So generally the Ron would be an additional fee for the notary if there was an additional fee on top of what's already been disclosed.
Nope. There's no the signing fees that we have probably 3 or 4 of the largest notary / signing companies in the nation that we work with because of our volume. So whether it's Ron, whether it's an e-sign, whether it's a hybrid closing, there's no additional fee from a Ron perspective.
Okay.
That, however, from us, from a settlement company, okay, title and settlement, there are additional fees usually with whoever holds your vault, SnapDocs, Fiserv. There's other entities that enable your company to do Ron, which is that e-vault, and there are fees assessed to the e-vault to maintain and hold those notes long term.
Okay.
But so we don't charge an additional fee though for Ron.
Okay. Thank you for explaining that.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Well, Josh, thank you for being here today. Thank you for adjusting for the timeline. I really
No problem.
appreciate that.
My pleasure. Hey, I'll wait for Tony Robbins because I'm always going to take some. I'm going to take some nuggets back too. So
That's awesome.
all right, you guys, listen. I appreciate your time. My contact info is in the box. If you want credentials, don't hesitate. Just send me a text or email me. Takes about 24 hours to get the credentials. These credentials come directly from Fluid and not from me. Okay, so it's not going to be an email from Josh Tindel. It'll be coming from Fluid. Sometimes it goes into a spam box. So if you don't see it within about 24 hours of when you email me, look in that junk or spam folder for the email.
And remind everybody what your price is on this.
Well, yeah. Thank you, Trey. It's extremely competitive pricing, you guys. I don't want this to be about pricing because could be somebody cheaper out there, but I don't want to be cheap. I don't even want to say that word because it's not cheap. It's competitive. But we have to back it up with our service to ensure that you guys are getting what you need and your borrowers continue to come back, right? But to Tripp's point, you will save upwards of 30 to 40% nationally by using us as your title and settlement vendor. And we can close a transaction as fast as we can get the payoff back, just as an FYI. So if Andy's out there and she's got some business flowing and she's doing some VA rolls and it's like, boom, I can make this happen right now. This is what we do. As long as we get the payoff back with, if it takes a week and we C2C, we're good to go. So usually that's all that we're waiting for in most situations, unless there's an issue, unless there's a judgment, tax lien, something else we have to wait for to be able to get. The flow is streamlined. We're very familiar with SMP. We do close a lot of business with the processors that Nexa uses, or if you have your own third-party processors as well. So we've been working with Nexa for about 4.5 years. It's been one of our longest clients. So we do, relationship-wise, it's been great. You won't know until you give us an opportunity. But my goal is to not let anyone down on this call to ensure that you're getting what you want, like Tripp did, to be able to say, hey, here's somebody else that you might want to consider throwing as one of your partners to be able to get your deals closed.
And the pricing I was referring to was on the Fluid Pro.
Fluid. Okay. So today only, no, I'm just kidding. So we don't charge you guys to use this tool. There's a charge that we incur to obtain the data, but we don't charge anyone with Nexa to use this tool. We want you to use it. Get the comps, get your recorded documents, get what you need. Because if you're getting more business from this, we just want the opportunity to be able to close some of that business for you. That's all this is, right? It's built on relationships. The better relationships we have, the more business we're going to close together. So thank you, Trip.
Just as a quick question, with S&P, they generally prefer to get like electronic payments. Are you guys doing manual checks to them, or are you guys sending like hard checks?
Yeah, that's a good question, Brian. No one has asked that. I don't even want to guess. I'm not sure. I can get over to the settlement teams and ask. If it was an issue, I would have heard about it 4 years ago. So my assumption is when it closes, either they EFT the funds over as like some type of a wire, or they're physically cutting them a physical check at the close of escrow, and it's mailed to whatever the lender's instructions state.
All right,
I'll find out though. And
I sent you an email. Thank you.
You got to get that Santa hat back on. You win. Jeff was winning with his cowboy hat, and you had old Saint Nick on. You're rolling this morning.
Oh, I'm working on some other social media, so
All right.
I got the Grinch thing going on.
Anybody else have any questions? Oh, there it is. You got the Grinch hat. Well, listen, Thank you. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you guys have a good week, and I look forward to coming back on the 9th. And I'll send you some bullet points, Alicia.
Perfect. Thank you, Josh.
No, I sent you an email already, Josh.
Good.
Perfect. Thank you, crew. Hey, here's the deal. Don't let up the gas. Everyone right now, when I say everyone, most people that I've been trying to get in front of or that I talk to, oh, it's slow. It's the holidays. And it is slower, and it is the holidays, but it doesn't mean that you don't have to each day put a little into this.
It's back to the mindset.
Dude, I'm telling you. So, Andy, you had mentioned this. You want closings in January and February. Well, the only way to get those closings is to do something right now when it's quote unquote slow, because people still need your help.
Yep.
Totally random. But I have a property in California that we just had to put on the market 2 weeks ago. Worst time to, it's not a great time to list. Oh, what are we going to do? We had 9 offers, you guys, in 2 days, all of them over asking. Most of them waived their contingencies.
Wow.
So you never know what's going to happen.
That's awesome.
But we needed to do this at this particular time, and so just continue to stay focused and continue to stick to those your daily your outlines. If you continue to do this, it's not a burden. It's just part of what you do.
Awesome.
So,
Thank you,
I
Josh.
do have one question, if I could.
Quick, because we got to get into wins. We're late.
Thank you, Alicia. So when it comes to Ron,
yes.
I have a client who the seller is in Australia, and for some reason they can't use Ron. Is that typical, or is it this title company I'm not impressed with anyway? So I'm not sure if it's just them, or can we not do Ron with people overseas?
So I'm going to add that to a note. From a guessing standpoint, I prefer not to guess, but my first inclination is if it's not in the United States, Ron's not going to work. Because you're going to need to go to an embassy. You're going to need to do something outside of the nation to be able to get that to work. But
that's what they're doing, and they couldn't get it until the 12th of January, so now our closing is 30 days delayed.
Bummer.
So I just think there was a workaround. Thanks.
Yeah, I'll find out, but I don't think there is. I think it is going to be somewhat of an embassy thing anywhere outside of the United States. So.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
All right, guys, give me your wins.